Should you be buying Cardano in this bear market? Well, in this video, we're going to analyze the entire Cardano ecosystem, the narrative, and what possibilities this ecosystem can bring to you as an investor. To recap, Cardano introduced smart contracts back in 2021 of September. So this is almost about 2 years of smart contracts being live. And within these 2 years, we have seen a lot more dApps that's been created and projects that's been gaining a lot of traction. This time last year, Cardano's ecosystem was not as active. It was pretty boring. It was dead, I would say. There was a lot of development that was happening in the back end, but in terms of community growth, I would say it was very boring. But over the last 7 months, we've seen the opposite. We've seen the community start to grow faster. Cardano native assets start to gain a lot of traction and more development overall. Just to give you some perspective, in the last 7 months, AADA, which is a DeFi protocol that's building on Cardano, was trading at just 20 cents. Today, it's pushing about $2.80 as I make this video. That's over a 1,300% increase in this bear market that we're in. Milk, which is a DEX platform native token to MuesliSwap, was trading at about 65 cents. And now as I make this video, it's about $3.30. That's a 500% increase in 7 months. We have tokens like IAG up 2,000%. And don't get me started on meme coins. SNEC, which is the largest meme coin on Cardano, did 100x in just 2 months. This is crazy stuff. This is very interesting because the overall narrative around cryptocurrencies is still bearish. But Cardano's ecosystem, it seems like it's going through its own mini bull market. Now, there's no doubt that the price appreciation for Cardano native assets are there. But are there any metrics that we can look at to kind of reinforce this idea that Cardano will be a good investment in the next bull market? Well, let's look at the total value locked and see how it's been reacting over the last 7 months. So what we're going to do is compare Ethereum's TVL versus Cardano. And this is going to be measured by the native assets. So ETH versus ADA. As you guys can see, leading up to the last bull market, we saw a TVL increase on Ethereum's ecosystem by a significant amount to 30 million ETH and then hit almost 40 million ETH in 2022. But now we're in a bear market and we're starting to see a decrease in Ethereum that's being locked up in smart contracts. What this could mean is that there's a less activity for DeFi on Ethereum. Not many people are interested. We are in a bear market, so there will be less activity overall for Ethereum and other ecosystems. Or this can also mean that people are taking out their Ethereum and maybe migrating to another blockchain. This could be a possibility. Maybe there's been recent hacks. These are possibilities that can impact the TVL on an ecosystem. It can also mean there's not as many incentives to be part of DeFi on Ethereum right now. Again, we are in a bear market, so it kind of makes sense. Now, when we look at Cardano's ecosystem, as you guys can see, in the beginning of 2022, we started to see opportunities for us to participate in DeFi and participate in yield farming for DEX platforms. And if you remember back then, the liquidity bootstrap event for MinSwap really kick-started the TVL during that time. And then we started to see a little bit of a plateau, and then it kind of got boring for the ecosystem for about a year up until 2023. Now, this is very important because 2023 is when we started to see an increase in Cardano native assets. If you bought in on any Cardano native assets during like this time, you probably would have been down money at one point or another. But as it started bleeding and as more people lost interest, something happened in 2023 where more people started to look into Cardano's ecosystem and see the Cardano native assets and see what kind of projects are being built. During this time, we started to see Cardano native assets like AADA trading at like all-time lows. And if you purchased back then, like I said, you would have been up over 1,300% today. Now, it kind of correlates with the increase of price appreciation with Cardano native assets and the TVL. So my guess is that people saw the price appreciation. They saw AADA, for example, going up over 100% in a month. And they're like, oh, let's look into what's going on. Is there more activity? And that's where you can see the correlation between the TVL, total value locked, and the price appreciation for Cardano native assets. I think they're linked, and as more Cardano native assets start to gain more traction and gain more popularity and go higher in price, that's going to generate more interest from other blockchains like Ethereum. One thing to also take into consideration is that Ethereum is so big and so mature in the DeFi space. We're still not even scraping the surface. We're so far behind still. Our overall total value lock for dollar value is 197 million versus 29.6 billion. We're still a shrimp in this large pond. But what we can see with the TVL increasing right now and increase in interest for Cardano native assets, I can say that we're on a right track to start to take away some of that market share away from Ethereum. But with that being said, again, we are still a very small fish in this pond, and because of that, we're still exposed to risk. This can all still blow up, and that's correlated to what kind of potential profits you can make right now. Right now, I think there's a big gap in terms of Cardano narrative with the whole entire cryptocurrency community. I think most people would say that Cardano doesn't have anything going on. There's no users. It's a ghost chain, which rightfully so, because in the beginning when Cardano got created, we had really nothing to go for. Everything was a ghost chain. People would like trade and that's it, because they released a token, developed, and then released later. We just got smart contracts 2 years ago. So we're still very behind in that sense. So this kind of narrative around Cardano being a ghost chain is still intertwined very deep into the overall cryptocurrency community and the narrative around Cardano. But that gap between what is actually happening versus what the overall narrative, I think that's the biggest opportunity you can take advantage of. When that gap starts to close and starts to get shortened and more people understand that Cardano actually has something going for it, more activity, then that's going to correlate to the actual potential gains that you can make. So that's my opinion. That's why I've been more aggressive in Cardano's ecosystem. And the last 7 months, I've been a lot more confident in my decision. But I can say last year, a year and a half ago, even though I was making videos, it's still like you kind of second guess yourself. So seeing this kind of progress right now, I think for me personally, I've been more confident with my decision, and my portfolio is reflecting that. I've been accumulating AADA since I've been talking about it for 2 years, and the pre-sale price was like I think 40 cents at one point. So good gains. Can't complain at all. But I will be keeping you guys updated on potential opportunities. So if you want to keep updated from now to the bull market, I think it's important to do your research now versus buying into the market when everything is going parabolic. You don't want to be in that position, buying high, selling low. Right now, we're definitely more on the lower side, and there's a lot of upside potential from here, in my opinion. So keep up to date with my channel, subscribe. I'm going to be covering more of these potential projects on the channel. So if you want to stay up to date, subscribe and hit that bell notification. But yeah, as you guys can see, I'm back in a different setup. So I moved back home from Montreal so I can focus more on a personal project that I'm working on and also content creation. So now that I have more time to upload videos, you're going to see more of me. Hopefully, I'm going to be aiming 2 videos a week on this channel. I'm not going to go back to daily uploads. That was way too much. And at that time, there wasn't enough content. I'm gonna be real with you guys. There wasn't enough content to cover back then, but now there's a lot more content to cover, and it's kind of getting me more excited to make more videos around this topic. And on a side note, I did make another YouTube channel, which I'm not ready to share with you guys because it is like another side of me that you guys don't know of. So it's like it's just a personal project. I'm leaving that on the back burner and just leaving it for myself. And hopefully one day I will share the channel with you guys, and you guys can follow my journey over there. But yeah, here is Crypto Buff, rejuvenated, resurrected, whatever you want to say. But I'm excited to start to make videos. I've been still invested in Cardano's market since I stopped making videos, but I want to take you guys along with my thought process on certain things now. So I'll see you guys in the next video.